G, you have been in the house for two different viral iconic moments in
Oh,
social media history. One of them was the iconic
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
I don't like men's no more.
one of the directors called it. He said,
That's
"That's
going
gonna go
viral.
viral." That's what he said,
G,
and
you
I was
was
like,
there
"Really?"
when it happened.
Yes, I was there on handheld.
Camera. G, I would have threw that camera in the crowd laughing. I'm just telling you right now. The other viral moment was
I've got to apologize. I have to brush up. My 28-year-old daughter tells me, Dad, you are old at 60. When I saw Ariana Grande on the program, I thought that was a new something at Taco Bell. Log on.
Right here.
what's going on, my good peoples? This your boy Byron B.Rut Rutley, aka the little big fella, the Midwest mogul, the mitten-made midget, mama's youngest workaholic. Why? Because I be coast to coast with it. Let's get it. Thank you for joining me right here on The Backstage. Now, The Backstage is a podcast where we discuss all things behind the scenes. I'm talking about from filmmaking to video production, photography, graphic designers, music production, and live entertainment. That's right, bringing you the best in the business, the pros, the cons, and the challenges we face as industry professionals. So let's get into it. First, what I want you to do is hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, like, and comment down below so we can continue to spread this podcast. Today's guest is my boy, my brother, my big bro, mentor in the game, the one that got all the money. He got all the paper, all right? Listen, this guy is a native of Detroit, Michigan. He been in video production for over 20 years, right? You've seen his work on networks such as CNN, NBC, ABC, EFG, Do Re Mi, Fa Sol La Ti Do. I'm talking about every network. It's also been viewed by millions worldwide. All right. So I want to introduce you to my partner. Welcome to The Backstage, my boy, Gene Claxton. What's happening, G Stacks?
What's going on, B.Rut, my
Man,
man? How you
welcome to
doing,
The
man?
Backstage. I'm doing good. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you inviting me, man. I really appreciate that.
Listen, man,
Uh,
I had to put my house up, you know what I'm saying, in order to get a loan so I could get you on this.
there you go.
I
There
had
you
to
go.
sell my car. Listen, I I had to, you know what I'm saying? I had to give up a leg, a back,
There
some of
you go,
everything
B.
to get you on this podcast. What's happening with it, man? I
Man,
finally
I
got you.
can't call it. I can't call it, man. You keep me laughing, and you know it, man. You know we work together, man, and you just keep me laughing all the time, man.
Gee, man.
You
I'm
all
just
right with me, B?
absolutely, man. I just every time I get a chance to work with you, man, around the country, wherever they flying us out to, I'm like, first
Yes.
question is my man G gonna be there? Number two, what the budget look like? No, I'm fooling.
Right. Don't
G,
even
you've been in
try.
the game for a minute now, man. Tell me, man, around what how long you been in the game? When did you get started? Let's go back to when. Like when?
Actually, it was around in the 80s, around 1986, 87, I believe. I was at Greater Grace,
Mm.
and the pastor there, which was the late Bishop David L. Ellis, I started doing just camera work there.
Mm-hmm.
They came up at the end of the service one time and just said, they asked for, people to join different ministries. And so one of the ministries, well, of course, was the camera ministry
Mm-hmm.
or the TV ministry. And I said, you know what? I wasn't doing anything then in the church, and I was always going. So I wanted to do something. And I said, you know what? I wouldn't mind trying that. So they said, come out on Wednesday,
Hmm.
meet him upstairs in the TV room, and we'll go from there. And that's what I did. I went up and I joined.
Wow. Okay.
Back in the 80s.
That's what's up. Now at the time, Bishop David Ellis was pastor.
Yes, David Ellis was pastoring at that time. Yes.
Got you. That's what's up. So when you got started, what exactly inspired you to want to join the TV ministry?
Um, I can't really call exactly what it was. I just felt like that was something that I could do,
Mm,
to, you know, working in the house of God, and that was the ministry for me. And I just felt like that was it. And so I went out for it. I
wow.
went out. I didn't have no idea that I would be in the industry this long
Hmm.
from that one time. It was something I felt that I could do, that I wanted to do, and just went from there. I just really did. I just felt like I wanted to do that.
That's what's up. So when you got started in the TV ministry, what was it that you first started learning?
The first thing we did was the camera was set up upstairs,
Mm,
and what they did was Bible class. So they just started teaching you how to zoom in, focus, learning the camera, how to work it, and just little by little, what thing, even teaching you how to do the back focus and whatnot, and just how to track when the speaker is moving, things like that. That's how I first got started.
that's what's
Just
up.
doing things, yeah, pretty simple.
Wow. So how long did it take from you first started learning to you really felt confident that you know what, I think I can do this. I think this is something that I can be able to continue to do.
It took a little while. What drives you is when you're doing it right and they're complimenting you, and
Yeah.
then that builds your confidence up.
Hmm.
And so that's what get your confidence up. You're like, hey, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try that. And so that's I can't remember exactly how long before it may have taken a good maybe year, or so
Hmm.
before you really really get comfortable. So maybe right in that range like that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Gene, I've been knowing you for at least about man, about 7, 8 years now.
Yes.
You specialize in a very, very unique style of video production that the average video consumer or streaming consumer person that watch TV or streaming might not understand exactly what do you do. What do you specialize in video production?
Actually, I specialize in running the Jib, operating the Jib cam,
Mm,
which is a boom cam that can go from different lengths, 18, 12 to almost 30 feet.
mm.
And that's what I actually specialize in.
Now, listen, viewers, don't get it twisted now. G can run handheld camera, which is the camera on your shoulder. He can hold it down low on stage. He can run the camera on a tripod. Listen, don't get it twisted. But he specialized in operating a jib. Now, a jib, if you seen these, I'm telling you, you have seen these shots right here on TV, on live stream. You've seen these kind of shots during Super Bowl halftimes. You've seen these shots during concerts, especially award shows like the Grammys, the Oscars. You have seen these shots on Netflix specials from
That's
big
true.
stand-up comedians. You have seen these kind of shots from the Jib. This is what my man G does. He do this. He ain't new to this. He true to this. This is what he do. I just had to throw that in there. I'm sorry, G. I didn't really mean that, G. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It slipped. I had to do that.
Thanks, man. I
But
appreciate it. I do.
listen, absolutely, man. I just want to give you your flowers, G, because as long as I've been working with you, oh man, every production you've been a part of was better because you was there. Every
Oh
project,
wow.
hands down. Every project was better because you was on the scene. Straight up.
Thanks, man. That's all right, B. I appreciate that, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that, man.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, I just had to give you your flowers, bro. So tell me, what was it like when you first began learning the jib?
Well, actually, what happened was once the church moved from the 7 Mile and Schaefer location,
Mm-hmm.
and we went down to 7 Mile and Berg near Telegraph, we had a gentleman there who I call his name out, Lewis Gibb. Shout out to Lewis, my man
Shout
Lewis
out.
Gibb at Channel 7. And Pastor found out, which is Charles H. Ellis III, Bishop Charles H. Ellis, found out that he was in the congregation and wanted to speak with him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought him down and he became the leader of the TV ministry. And once he became the leader, he said, a church this size, there's no way that you should not have
Mm-hmm.
a jib
Mm-hmm.
in this church. See, all the big churches have a jib camera in the church. So we purchased the jib, and we had a gentleman by the name of Dave Kavanaugh, who came out and trained 4 of us.
Mm.
And out of the 4, I was the one who actually made like a career out of it.
Really?
And yes, I was the one who made a career out of it. And you started out, he just gave us all the little techniques. Like when he came out, he had us go like in between the pews, just swinging the jib and turning the camera the opposite way as you're swinging the arm.
Mm-hmm.
And you turn the camera just the opposite way the arm is going. You swing the camera just the opposite, and it gives you that floating look.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to do that because you're moving the arm at the same time. You're moving the camera at the same time. You're tilting at the same time. You could be zooming at the same time. So you really are like multitasking.
Okay.
Really multitasking.
That's what's up. So there was a guy that was in service that Sunday, who Bishop found out was working for Channel 4,
Channel 7,
Channel
actually.
7. So while he was preaching, he said that over the microphone. I heard there's a guy here.
This was right at the end of service.
Okay.
Yeah, right at the end of service, I believe he found out that there was that there was a guy from Channel 7 here that he wanted to speak with.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it was at the end of service.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked if he could see him immediately following the service.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe me and him joined the TV ministry right about at the same time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we joined right at the same time.
And it just so happened you the only one that made a career out of it.
Yes. Out of the 4, I was the only one that made a career out of it.
Is any
Which I didn't
Yeah.
expect it. It just I don't know, it just came about. And one thing, I really enjoyed doing it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I just had a lot of fun doing it, man. And
Yeah. That's what's
so
up.
that's yeah.
So before I ask this next question, um, Greater Grace Temple in the 80s.
I know,
I don't
right?
I don't even think I have to finish what I really want to say. But
Yes.
oh man, like I watch videos now of Greater Grace in the 80s and the early 90s.
Yes,
And
man.
of course because of COVID, that changed a lot of the dynamics of our churches,
Yeah.
attendance and all that good stuff. But it was slapping in the 80s,
Yes.
early 90s. You know what I mean? It was slapping. What was it like for you um, going to Greater Grace Temple before you even joined the TV ministry?
Oh man, it was good. It was real nice, man. It was real nice. The spirit just flowed. You love going and seeing the saints. Who became your good friend. The service was good. The service was always high.
Mm-hmm.
With so many people there that you putting down chairs down the aisle, trying to get as many people as you could in there, and the services just used to be so high, man.
That's
Really
what's up.
annoying. Yeah,
That's what's
really
up.
annoying.
So, what's your favorite type of event to film?
I really love doing the concerts, man. I
Mm-hmm.
really love doing concerts. Church services and everything, I enjoy that. But the concerts, you get to freestyle a little more and show your, show your moves or whatnot, as as you would say. Try to show what you can do, and you're looking for different things in the audience or in the on stage that you can grab and show the audience what's going on, and then pull out from there. And it's just, I like doing concerts. I
Mm-hmm.
like doing concerts, and I know even though some of the country concerts I did
Mm-hmm.
were fun, but it's the gospel concerts and like that. That's what I really like.
Have you noticed any difference between um the country concerts and the gospel concerts or hip hop concerts or like have you noticed any dynamics um in the style of video you guys do, or it's pretty much the same?
No, to me, directors are always looking for people who are always in tune or into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're looking for. Or when you got a guitar playing or a piano or something, they want to show that action that's going on. So
Mm-hmm.
to me, you got the same kind of dynamics going on. They're looking for you to do that sweep or
Mm-hmm.
something that's happening or what's going on. They want to show it. They
Mm-hmm.
want to show it. And that's what I look for. You try to be on tempo with the song and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pretty much similar. You're looking for the same type things.
But concerts,
It's
that's where
just
it's at.
that sound. Yeah, yeah, constant. Yeah,
Gee, I didn't know. um so I met you at the Word Network. That's where we started working together at. Shout out to big bro Q Ross.
yeah. It's Q, my man
Been a
Q.
blessing to me tremendously and
Yeah,
showed me the the realistic dynamics of what a director is, trusting in his team,
yeah,
holding each other accountable, and being a director from the camera help you. That helps the director. So I learned so much
yeah,
game from him, and I didn't know, like you just said, following the tempo as camera operators, following
yeah,
the tempo of whatever the concert is, whatever the music is, you have to follow the tempo. And a lot of people don't understand this. Following the tempo of the music from the camera. That
yes.
helps tell
Right,
the story. I
exactly.
didn't really know that until
Yeah,
Q explained that to us, in some of those meetings. Like, you got to follow the tempo. If it's a slow song, the shots need
right.
to be moving more graceful. The
That's
director is
right.
going to fade from shot to shot, not just cut like this
Right,
and just
right.
cut. No, we gonna fade. We gonna fade this thing, baby. We gonna fade it slow.
That's
We gonna
right.
move.
That's
A
right.
lot of people don't really understand. But when the song is fast, I'm cutting. Bam, bam.
Yeah,
I'm
you
moving,
moving.
cutting,
You
cutting.
moving,
You
man.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
Cutting, cutting.
Right.
So I didn't really understand that until I came to the Word Network. Before that, I spent 5 years at another Christian television station, and it was great. Had a great time. I learned a lot,
Okay.
but
Okay.
which what's up? What's up, baby boy? You good? I got Junior over here. He chilling,
All right, man. I
hanging out.
see. All right.
But which leads me to my next question: what are some of the different styles of directors that you're used to working with?
Now that's a good question because each director definitely have their own styles, what they like, what they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them I found out I like to kind of float in my shot and keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they come to me, I can either speed up or slow down.
Mm-hmm.
Some directors, they don't want you to move until they get to you,
Mm-hmm.
or they'll signal you and say, you know what, start your move. Then they'll come in. Now it all depends on who it is or who's directing. They're definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
They're definitely different, definitely different styles there. So to me, I want to work with the director and do whatever makes him happy.
Yeah.
I can work with almost anybody.
Hmm.
I can work with almost anybody. Whatever you want. It's easier for me to float into my shot and try to catch something rather than try to take off. Right?
Hmm.
Some directors, they don't really know how to direct the jib. Because I could be pulling out and they want me to go in, and you don't come to my shot if I'm pulling out trying to go set up a shot. You don't
Cause
come to me.
you swinging this
Right.
thing.
I'm swinging back. So if you see my shot going back, you don't say take the jib. No, you don't. Let me go back and set up, and then come into my shots. Not all directors know how to do that though.
Wow.
So sometimes I'm pulling out, and they say go towards. As I'm pulling out, I have to start zooming in at the same time
Mm,
because I want to give director what he asked for.
got you. That's what's up. Let me take it back just a little bit. G, can you remember the very first show, concert, service, whatever that first real production, big production that you did? Can you remember what it was? And what was the feeling the very first moment that director counted down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, live? We live, y'all.
Uh, you know what that was?
What was that?
Oh, I believe it was the Whip Hammering Cross
Mm,
at Greater Grace.
yeah.
We did that show, and that was the first time that I really you know, kind of went into the jib
Mm,
operating and
that's
used
a
some of
big
my
production.
little, yes, and that was a big production. And the director was nice enough to compliment me on certain things, which gave me a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Because I was so nervous. I was shaking. I didn't want to hit nothing. It was like it was fading. They was fading the lights out, and I had to make sure, I didn't touch nothing. I kept it up in the air most of the time. But that was the big first production I have ever done was the Whip Hammer and the
What
Cross.
year was that?
And wow, that's got to be somewhere in the early 2000, maybe 5 or
Okay.
10, 2005 or 10 or something. Whenever they started, I don't remember because I know the Whip Hammer and Cross been in production for almost, I would say, like 15 years or
Mm,
something like that. So
okay.
it had to be early 2000s.
That's a big production, man. I've had
Yeah,
the opportunity to go see it, and it's phenomenal. It get better
yeah.
and better and better every year.
What gets me is every time before he starts, he asks like who's here that this is their first time to ever see that and to see the amount of people
Every time.
that stand. I'm like I just look out like, are you kidding me? We've been doing this for over 15 years, and all these people haven't seen it.
Right.
I remember talking about that to somebody.
For real.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
like each time.
So
Yeah.
that feeling was like your hands were shaking, were they sweating?
I was nervous, man. I
Yeah.
was nervous.
Wow.
And but everybody kept like, you can do it, you can do it,
Mm,
you can do it. And they pushed me and I felt confident. And some of the shots I did, they's like, now that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Lewis Gill really helped me out a lot. He gave me a lot of confidence as well. Lewis
Really.
Gill. Shout out to Lewis again. Yes.
That's what's up. So right here on the backstage, we like to talk about the pros, the cons, and the challenges we face as industry professionals. Gee, what has it been like to you? What has been the greatest reward that you've received, the greatest joy you've experienced since you've got into video production?
I would have to say one of the things is when I've had directors who didn't want to do their production unless I was on that GM camera.
Wow.
And that was, I've had, a few directors that say, I want Gene, if he ain't gonna be there, I really don't want to do it, which I'm sure the show goes on, but it's just nice to know that they felt that I would give them what they needed in their production which was that was definitely a rewarding thing, definitely. And just a lot of things is being around the camaraderie that you get amongst the camera operators,
Mm,
and the respect you give to one another in their craft. That's very rewarding as well.
yeah, that's dope.
Yes,
I honestly, bro, a lot of times, when we fly around the country and we do events together, I enjoy just, you know what I mean, being around the fellas for a couple of
yeah,
days more than I
yeah.
do the check that we getting. For real. I just sometimes be
That's
like,
always nice too. Yeah, I know
that's
what you mean
listen,
though,
them
right? It is.
checks, I don't
It
you
really
know,
is.
I be thankful. But
But it is.
most of the time I be just thankful to, get a change of scenery.
Yeah.
I love the wife, I love the babies. I love, being in the city, but I enjoy getting away for a couple of days, doing what
Yes.
I really love to do. It don't feel like doing video production. It don't feel like work. It feel like we're getting paid to go have fun, and to be able to go do
Exactly.
that with guys
Yeah.
that you love, fellas that you enjoy kicking it with, the
Right.
camaraderie, man. It's like you said, I take great joy in that. So a lot of
It
fun.
is, man. It's real. I mean, and look, after production, we hang out together.
Yeah,
We go break bread together after production. You talk a little bit about what you saw and what during the production. So it's that's nice, man. That is that connection that you have. You
absolutely.
get some. Hey, man, look, you my boy. We friends out of production, out of camera work.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
Just getting the opportunity to catch up, you know, after not seeing each other since last year or something like that. We get a chance to
right,
catch
right.
up. You know what I mean? Talk about life lessons and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? It's just a great opportunity. So
Man, B, I seen you how you grow, man, with your family and everything. It's a blessing, man, to see you just grow like that, man.
for real,
Thank God to see how he blessing you like that.
man,
I
I'm
really
telling you,
do,
he
man.
good. God is good. I remember when
Yes, he
man
is.
early and just getting married, asking. I remember us sitting at some cafe. I don't know where we was at. I think we was downtown Atlanta. I think so. I think we was filming PAW downtown
Okay.
Atlanta, and we were just talking about marriage, and you was just giving me some insight. You know, I'm like, gee, man, we a year in, what to do when this situation come up, or how you deal with it. And you like, man, look,
I
oh
know,
man, you gonna
man.
be good. You gonna be straight, man. You just woo, woo,
I
woo.
know, right?
Or gee, whether it be, how to buy a house, or gee, what's the first thing how I need to start saving, what I need, just all those little life lessons and all that. I appreciate all that good stuff, man.
All right,
So
no problem, man. No
yeah.
problem. 42 years now.
Oh yeah, you got some time under your belt, man. Yeah, yeah. So those big conferences that we filmed. Um, I don't really know. I don't really know any other way to say it. But when it comes to the African American church, we have filmed some of the biggest
Yeah.
convocations and conferences around the country. I don't know about you, man, but in my experience, filming these large convocations and these national conventions, man, was some of my greatest experiences thus far in video production. I mean, we filmed the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World live on television for some years, and the Church of God in Christ. What was your experience like filming these national holy convocations?
Man, I want to tell you, man, they were really, really great, man. I'm telling you, you hear some of these anointed preachers, these singing these songs of Zion, man, and just the services be high, and you see all these people in there worshiping God. And I tell you, man, shout out to Media Images, man, and
Shout
my
out.
my my boy, yes, my boy Adam, man, I just thank Adam for allowing me to experience all these years, man,
Yeah,
and Q allowing us to shoot the PAW church conventions as well, man.
shout
I
out.
just really appreciate that, man. Shout out to
Much
you,
love.
Adam, Media Industry.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, brothers, man. Love you, brothers. What
Thank
a
y'all.
crew, nice crew.
Absolutely, man. Them brothers, man. I've learned so much. Not just
Yes,
in the traveling, just behind the scenes, learning, how we conduct business behind the scenes. I learned so much, man, from Adam Grover, Q Ross. I mean, just giants in the media industry. But low key,
yes,
behind the scenes, you know what I mean? Don't care about the fame, the
yes.
popularity, all that. I mean, just handling business. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful for that, man.
That's true.
What is it like working behind the scenes and, going live, a few times during that week?
And that's when you know you're going live, it puts you in another realm or whatever you call it. That you want to do your best
Hmm.
because you know you got millions of people watching, so you try to do and be as professional as possible. You're not trying to do too much. You're trying to look real clean,
Yeah,
while you working. So, you just want to be professional.
that's
Want it
what's
to
up.
look good. It's coming across the airways and streaming and whatnot. You want it to look real clean. So you try to do exactly what the director says.
Yeah.
And you try to give them just that little extra to show the audience viewing that, this is what's going on here.
Hmm. Because not only is millions of people watching around the country, but there's, anywhere between 5 to 10,000, 15,000 people in the actual venue
Right
that's
in the
watching
venue.
live right then and there too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Watching
dig it.
right there.
Dope. So the camaraderie, um, just knowing that you're delivering quality work to the director is some of the pros. What are some of the not so sweet parts of videography that you've experienced? What are the not so good moments that you might have encountered?
Being a jib operator, you you need to have like a barrier around you, maybe 6 to 8 feet wide all the way around you, because I have had people come stand almost right next to me and I'm moving. And when
Hmm.
you operate in a jib, you're moving left to right. You're not in one spot. You're
Yeah.
not sitting. You're standing the whole time.
Hmm.
So the con to that sometimes is not being able to move or having people come close to you and you trying to be like, excuse me, excuse me,
Hmm.
sir, or just having them come into that space that you need to have. Or sometimes just being in a tight spot where you can't swing the arm like you need to, or you got to watch out for this apparatus over here or this speaker over here.
Yeah.
That takes it up a notch for me. It's not as relaxing
Hmm.
when I can just sweep almost 360. That's and not worry about touching anything.
Hmm.
That's when it's real relaxing and more fun. But when I have things close to me or people coming up right, in my area because they haven't set that barrier around me that I normally need, that can be a little bit much.
Hmm.
That can be a little bit much.
What about weather conditions?
Now, shooting outside those country concerts, I'm telling you, man, that is the worst. And don't let the winds be high.
Hmm.
There's no way you can move. I'm telling you, when you are swinging that arm and the winds are doing 20,
Hmm.
25, almost 30, you're not swinging that arm. More than likely, you're going to have to land it
Hmm.
because you can't, and it'll swing, push you right around.
Really?
It'll push that. You have to be so careful with that. I've heard some, things where jibs have actually fallen over,
Mm.
which I don't want to take no chances like that.
Hmm.
Or I had one time where a gentleman, as I'm sweeping the arm around, coming around for the shot, going towards the stage,
Hmm.
this guy in the audience jumps up and grabs the jib arm and pulls it down like this.
No. No.
And
For real?
the the butt of the camera hits a guy on the shoulder. And I'm immediately I'm like, what? I can feel, because you can feel everything in that. You holding the controls back there, and I
Yeah.
felt that. Wow, what was that? And I looked over, and before I could look over good, it's like you got a crowd of over 30,000 people, and you got 10 or 20, 6, 7,000 people standing right there. You're not gonna see who, and nobody in there, and they out there having fun. They get a little tipsy or
Yeah.
whatever, and they don't know what they're doing.
Did the dude get hurt?
But they did. They called me in the truck, like in the production truck, and like, what happened, man? We heard somebody got hit, and then I explained to them exactly what happened. So the following year, they built the barrier out
Yeah.
a little further so that you know, the audience wouldn't be as close
Yeah.
for safety reasons. On top of that, but
Yeah.
I have never hit anyone. That is the only time that my Jib hit someone because of that reason.
Wow, that's crazy. Have you ever tripped or fell or tripped over something?
No, but I've had it where I had to step over some of the wires that were running
Mm-hmm.
or the power that's coming out of the floor
Mm-hmm.
in the venue, and that's very frustrating, and it's not safe
Mm.
either. But I've had to step over things, and after a while, I kind of I knew how many steps I had to take before I had to step over whatever it was, and I've never really tripped. I've came maybe just a little stumble, but never tripped.
Mm-hmm.
Never tripped over anything. Thank God for that.
Yes, sir. That's what's up.
Thank God for that.
Gee.
That and man, working in the rain. That's when you have that coverage. If you notice when they put the rain gear on during the rain,
Mm-hmm.
that extra weight, or if you ain't got the rain gear just on just right, I've had it where the focus was going out. I had to keep going up to the rain gear and
Mm-hmm.
reaching in there and tightening the focus back up, and then you go again, and then the rain gear goes around the lens or something. Oh man, that is frustrating. It
Wow.
can really frustrate you.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, it really can. Cable get a little twisted. It don't want to turn.
Mm-hmm.
I remember doing a concert, and the loom that runs down to the controls
Mm-hmm.
was kind of twisted. So the camera would only go so far and then stop. And
Mm.
the director wanted me to go as like,
That's all
I
I got.
can't. That's all I'm sorry.
Mm.
Oh, that's frustrating when I can't give the director what he wants. That's frustrating.
Gee, you have been in the house for two different viral, iconic moments in social
Oh,
media history. Hold up. Hold on. Hold on. Hold your horses, G. One of them was the iconic I don't like men's no more.
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more.
I don't like men's no more. I think his name was what was his name, man?
What's his name? It's on the tip of my tongue.
What was
Oh,
dude name?
I cannot remember.
Gee, you was there
Wow.
front and center.
I know, I remember that, man. It was just took everybody by surprise. Matter of fact, one of our directors.
Andrew Caldwell.
Oh, there we go. There it is. There it is. That's it.
What happened? I'm
Andrew.
sorry. You said one of the directors.
One of the directors called it. He said,
That's
that's
gonna
going to go
viral.
viral. That's what he said.
Who
He
was
knew it.
directing?
That was Ben. His name was Ben.
Oh, okay.
That was Ben. Ben was the director. He said, oh, that's going viral.
Gee,
And
you
I was
was
like,
there
really?
when it happened.
Yes, I was there on handheld, and
Walk us through that night, G. What happened? So it's okay. What conference were you filming? What city you was in? What stadium you was in? What happened? Talk to me, G.
we were in St. Louis,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the Koji convention, and I believe it was. I want to say it was
14 or
the
15?
Easter, huh?
2014 or 15?
I think it was 14.
Uh-huh.
But this gentleman comes down and they was doing almost like an altar call type thing, and after they had prayed and everything, they had like, guys or whatever confessing like what was going on, like how you feel now, what do you want to say, what do you want to say to the congregation. And he said that from being there and what, coming down to the altar, that he had been delivered. And he said, I've been delivered. He's been delivered.
Delivered.
See, I can't say it like you.
Gee, let me say it for you. The brother said, I'm not gay no more. I've been delivered. That's what he said.
That's what he said. And man, it just went.
Now,
it
what
just
was you
went
doing?
viral, man.
How you was working handheld camera? Were you on the
Yes, and
stage or the floor?
I was on the stage, but like they had the subs there, so I want to say that I stepped out onto the sub.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
was standing like this,
Yeah.
and I'm on the sub, and and that's when it happened. But they didn't really stay on my shot because they went to the front of the house cam
Right.
to shoot direct on. So I was kind of there just watching.
When he said that, what went through your head? What did you think it was gonna go viral, or did you just think
No,
like did
I
you even
didn't. I
know it
was just
was
like,
funny, or you just wasn't
no,
paying?
I felt like I'm like, oh wow, so this guy, that's
Like
good.
that's
I'm
what's
like,
up.
he did
Okay, that
great. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, well, that's the miracle that's happening. And it changed.
that's what's up.
And it changed the way he felt about
Yeah.
men. So I took it like that. I didn't take it to be like nothing viral, man.
So how long did it take from the night it happened to you finding out, yo, it really went viral?
The next morning,
The next
for the
morning,
morning,
what
next
happened?
morning, we found out it went viral. The next morning, they were saying, "Man, we have so many views on that. It was so many views." And
Yeah,
they said it went viral, man. I was like, "Really?"
yeah. So I seen an
That was
interview that he did that he said that he didn't know, quote unquote. He said he didn't know it was live on social media. He thought it was just the video cameras were just showing and displaying the service in house on the big screen,
just
and
in.
that's it.
Oh wow,
That's what he
really?
that's what he say. He didn't know it was
No,
actually live. But
no.
everybody
He had
knows
to.
services are live. Everybody know.
That's right. That's right. I've even seen him put up a disclaimer saying that you may be videoed and recorded. I've seen him put that disclaimer up. So you gotta know.
The
Mm.
next morning, it was
The next
everywhere.
morning they said it went viral.
I found
Yeah,
out you told me that I didn't know that you guys, my fellas was the crew that filmed that service
yes.
until we were at where we were at. We were at Spencer Ellis Church,
Oh,
Citadel.
really?
We was
Okay.
at Citadel. Remember we had to do I think we had to film a telethon or something like that. And
Okay.
I think that was like in 15 the next year.
Okay.
And
Okay.
while we were uh on break or something like that, that's when you said on headset like, "Yo, y'all remember I was somehow that conversation came up."
That's
That's when
it.
you was like, "Yeah, I was working handheld that night." I'm like, "You were there?"
Yep, I was
Trip blew
there.
my mind. I had so
That
many
was so.
questions. I didn't even. I'm like, how in the world did you even maintain holding the camera? Gee, I would have threw that camera in the crowd like that. I'm just telling you right now. I'm just telling you right now. So
Had no idea.
the other viral moment that you were in the house to film was the iconic Aretha Franklin funeral.
Oh wow, yes.
And
That's
after
right.
that funeral, a clip of Bishop Ellis went viral of him talking about Ariana Grande.
Oh
And
yes.
I said I knew as soon as it happened, I was like, that's going viral.
You did, you knew it.
On
You
headset, I'm like, yo, that's going viral.
know
I
really.
already knew it. Because he was like, what did he say? He said, that sounds like a burrito or something from Taco
Yeah.
Bell. So I'm like, oh,
I've got to apologize because I have to brush up. My 28-year-old daughter tells me, Dad, you are old at 60. When I saw Ariana Grande on the program, I thought that was a new something at Taco Bell. Girl, let me give you all your respect.
Bishop, why you
Right,
say that?
right,
Like he said that.
right.
It's going viral. And
You
like
know,
before we could get out of that funeral, went viral.
it went viral.
So, G, you
Uh,
have filmed some iconic events, man. Not only did you record Aretha Franklin's funeral. Well, let's talk about that. What was it like filming Aretha Franklin's funeral? You know, much prayers still go out to her family, loved
yes,
ones.
yes,
Um,
yes,
that
yes. Well,
was a broadcast that was shared to major networks all around the world,
all around the world.
and millions
Yes,
of eyes was on that while it was live. That was
yeah,
like the second longest funeral I ever seen, and I
oh
got a
my
chance to be a part
goodness.
of my life. That was it was long, but you worked on that.
Yeah,
How was that, G? Working on it?
yeah, that was really something, man. We had to be there as early as 6 in the morning. They warned you if you didn't get there on time, there's a possibility that you might not get in.
Yeah.
So we had to start quite early, which I did. Like we kind of worked in shifts a little,
Mm-hmm.
which helped out quite a bit
Mm-hmm.
because you're standing so long at Jib, especially you're moving. But that was really that was a beautiful service, man. And
Yeah.
it's like I felt like this was a way I was giving back,
Mm-hmm.
in some way to try to show, the world as best I could how nice the service was and how such a beautiful job that they had did.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt kind of honored to be there,
Mm-hmm.
to even work the service like that. And I just thank God for putting me in that position, to be there. So it was really good. It was
Absolutely.
really good.
Absolutely. I enjoyed that. Uh, Being able to, because it was an honor to be able to
Yes, honor
film
was
Aretha Franklin's funeral, and a lot
an
of people,
icon, man.
yeah, and people came from all over the world to pay their respects.
Yeah,
I'm talking about from I think Bill Clinton was there.
yes, yes.
Tyler Perry
President.
was on the front row.
Yes,
Some of everybody was there. Jesse
yes,
Jackson.
yeah.
Uh, it was so
You know,
many people there. A lot of people. Big
yeah.
Sean from Detroit. He came home
Right,
from L.A.
right.
Everybody was there. I ain't see Eminem, but everybody was there. Everybody was there. Yeah.
It was, man. That was really something. Almost as like, Rosa Parks' funeral.
You filmed that too, right?
Yes, we filmed the Rosa Parks
Now the
funeral as
reason
well.
why I said Aretha Franklin's funeral was the second longest because Rosa Parks' funeral was the longest funeral
Yeah,
ever.
it
It
was.
was long. Gee, I'm gonna
It
tell you,
was.
I told Ray this one. I had Ray on the show too. Aretha Franklin's funeral, I was working at McDonald's. I had just graduated high school, I think. That
Wow,
funeral,
really?
I was working at McDonald's up in Flint, Michigan, off
Wow.
of Fenton and Hill Road at the corners of McDonald's. I was working there for like 2 years. I kid you not. I can't make this up. Earlier that morning, I was at the crib and I came downstairs. My dad was watching the funeral on the couch. I got dressed, went to work. I went on my lunch break, eating some McDonald's at me, and I was watching it in the break room. I got
Wow.
off work, went
What?
home, and the funeral was still on TV.
Oh, wow.
That funeral was, I was like, yo,
Really?
that
Really?
funeral was so long. Y'all
Uh,
had to go on lunch break and came back. Something.
man,
But that
man.
was like, it was long. It was that long.
Really? That was your whole work day, man.
It was
That
that
was your
long, G.
whole
I kid you
day.
not. I don't think I worked
Wow.
8 hours. I think it might have been like 4 or 5, 6 hours.
Well, yeah, all
But
right,
I know
got
I
you.
was watching it in the morning at home on my lunch break, and when I got home, it was still on.
Wow, man.
What was it like
that,
working that iconic funeral of Rosa
man,
Parks?
that was really something, man. We actually had two Jibs. We had the gentleman who trained us.
Yeah.
Shout out to David Kavanaugh, who had his jib on the outside,
Mm.
and we had the other jib on the inside. And he was filming out there, catching the funeral processions and people
Oh,
coming and
yeah.
whatnot. And we were inside showing, the congregation and whatnot. So that was really something, man. They patched in, and that was shown all over the world.
Yeah.
But that was another honor that I gotta say that I had the pleasure of doing, man, was shooting Rosa Parks. I
Mm.
could say that I was a part of that, and history, having been at Rosa Parks' funeral on the camera, on
Yes,
the
sir.
jib. That's really something, man. I thank God for that too. What an honor.
Yes, sir. What are some of the other events you filmed that we didn't talk about yet? Some events that I might not know about.
I know we did the iconic Rance Allen, one of the greatest artists. We've done the commission. Um, I mean, it's just the country concerts. You got Blake Shelton. I believe it's Luke Perry.
Mm.
Um, Miranda. What's her name? Miranda. I had it, but
Curtis,
the audience. Miranda Curtis. Maybe it was
what's she
Miranda
sing? She
Curtis.
sing?
No, is he country? She does
Oh, okay,
country.
okay.
You know what? There was one other project that came to mind. It was again at the Motor City Soundboard,
Mm-hmm.
where they had a Magic Johnson, and I believe this actress. I think her name is Alicia or Alicia, but she was there as well. They were promoting things that was going on in Detroit, trying to show Detroit off, man, and what they could do, and how they try to bring the experience here in Detroit to another level.
Mm-hmm.
And also there was down in St. Louis, we had I think it was what is his name? He got that real large church.
In St. Louis
Um, yes, no, not in St. Louis. The one he got the stadium church.
Stadium. Oh,
It
Joel
almost,
Osteen.
yeah,
Joel,
he was there. Yep, Joe Osteen, man. Yes,
what was that?
he was there, man. I mean, it's just been. I remember Denzel Washington was even at one of the church conventions.
Really?
I might have been on handheld, and I believe I may have shot Denzel. I've seen the actor that's married to Angela Bassett, her husband. His name is Vince. I believe his name is Vince. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I think so. He goes to Bishop Blake Church, right?
Oh,
In
yes. Yeah.
Los Angeles, West Angeles, Church
Right.
of God in Christ.
Yes.
I forget his name, but I
Yes,
know who
man.
you
You
talking
do
about.
you get a lot of celebrities that come through there.
Yeah.
You really
Chris
do,
Tucker.
man.
Chris Tucker was at
Yes.
something we
Exactly.
just
There you
did,
go. Yep. Yes.
convocation.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah. I was
Yes.
like, Chris, man, I
So
always
yeah.
wanted to meet you, man. Yeah, man, how you doing, man? What's going on? I was like, my boy, man, we cool.
See, you know.
Me and Chris like
I mean,
this now, man.
this industry, man, you meet a lot of famous people, and
Yeah.
you just admire that, man. This industry will bring you in contact with some amazing people.
Gee, do
It
you
really
remember we
will.
worked on man, you came to Seattle, Washington with us before, and we filmed award show for Microsoft, the BAM 2020 awards,
Oh yeah,
right before the
right.
pandemic hit. Literally, that was a week
Yeah.
before they shut the state of Michigan down. You flew to Seattle,
Yes,
Washington for
sure
a
was.
week, and you came out there with us and ran my
Oh
little rinky
wow.
dink jib, and
Yeah,
we filmed that award show. Yep,
sure did, man.
I
I
forgot
forgot.
about that.
Yeah, B, I forgot about
We
that,
did
man.
that award
B,
show,
you done
and
brought me in on some. You brought me in on some nice projects, man.
hey,
Second
man,
half
yes, sir,
concerts. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to my boy B.Rut.
man. Listen, like them other directors told you, if my boy G can't come, if he can't fly out to Seattle with me, I don't even want to come. I ain't coming. Maybe next year. You know what I'm saying? Some
You
projects you
cool,
just
B. Thanks,
G got to be there, man. Yep.
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So G, being from Detroit, how have you seen the film industry and the video production industry change, man, since you started in the late 80s, early 90s to now? What big changes have you seen occur in the industry?
I would have to say mostly that the changes that have been made is the clarity. The clarity now, man, from shooting back then to now is just it's awesome, man. It's awesome. When you look at that, what you've shot and you see it on television, you see the clarity compared to how it was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, man. That's what amazed me the most is the clarity, how the smaller cameras have come down and they shoot just as well. You know, you got lighter cameras.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome, man. What a change, man. What a change.
Yeah. I dig it, man. Okay. Is there anything in the video production or film industry, any other camera assignments or any other type of projects that you haven't worked on yet that you would like to?
Um, I can't say. I mean, I've been in the studio live. I've been concert live. I've been, recordings. I don't know. I mean, I want to work almost every concert I ever look at. Anything I see. The McDonald's came through Greater Grace. They tour.
Oh, the gospel
I've
tour.
shot that and all the
McDonald's gospel tour, right?
McDonald's gospel tour.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
shot
yeah.
that too as well. I think we did that more than once even.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred Hammond came through with, I believe it was a play or a musical or something. We
Mm.
shot that for Fred Hammond.
Okay.
So, oh
That's
man,
what's
I
up.
want to work on any and every project I can get my hands on or I can be called to do. I'm ready to go.
That's what's up.
I worked at Triumph
Okay.
Church, and you can just imagine John P. Key, you name it, Jonathan Reynolds, all the iconic singers and
Yeah.
gospel artists that he bring in. Man, I worked with.
Wow.
So
Sweet, man.
that was nice. I can't even call him man. Rance Allen concert was really they still showing that today on YouTube.
The one that
And
Kurt Franklin sung with him and came and they did
yeah, they
something about that
they
name,
still
Jesus?
yeah, they still showing
Classic.
that. That was
Classic.
and I was really new to that part even then. I was new to the Jib and
Mm.
I wish I could do that over now because I could give him a few more. I could give him a few more things now that
Really?
I've learned.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, but that was a nice concert.
That's what's
That was
up,
a
man.
really cool.
Gee, if there was somebody that wanted to learn how to get involved in media, video production, broadcasting, what advice could you give them, or what different places can you share with them that they can go to even start or learn to volunteer?
Well, my suggestion would be like my start. I started in the church, and if you find a church that has a TV ministry, that's a good place to start. That's a good place to start. That's where I started. There's people there that'll help you. Camera people are always in need. They're patient. You don't have to rush through anything. They're gonna work with you until you figure out, if that's what you want to do, if that's, the craft that you want to have. So I could say you could actually start, you could start in the church or get your own camera and just try to shoot small weddings or something like that. That could be a start. Or maybe just going around making videos and just put them on YouTube or something.
Mhm.
But that's what I could suggest. Start like that. But I started in the church, and I'm glad I did because it just gave me a broader range. So
Mhm.
that's what I could tell them. Hey, start at the church if you can find that.
Sweet. I got two more questions for you. So because of technology and so many different enhancements with, during the Super Bowl halftime show or during a lot of big events, concerts, or sporting events now, they have what's called a spider cam, which is a camera on
Yeah.
those ropes and they fly in a fast pace around the stadium. Now, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, I was like, yo, I don't know. Like it looks so dope.
It
I'm
does.
afraid for Jib operators. Do you feel in any kind of way that the spider cam could totally replace Jib operators and the need of Jib, or do you think Jib will still be around for a minute?
No, I really feel like Jibs will be around for a minute because with the spider cam, you need those excess points to be up and over the venue.
Mm,
And I don't think they're as easy to set up as a jib.
mm,
Because if you think you're in a little small, a small venue or something like that, and you got to hang cable and then hang a camera on that, and I don't know how long or how technical the setup is,
yeah.
but I don't think they'll ever replace the jib. I even heard they said with the drones.
Mm,
The drones would come in one day, and the way the drones then came in and the type of shots and what
mhm.
they give some excellent, beautiful shots. They do. I mean, I love them. I wish I could learn how to operate one, which I
You can.
haven't tried really much, but
Hmm.
I heard that the drone may even take over, but with the noise and the amount of battery time and
Hmm.
whatnot, they say that's not even going to happen. They give some beautiful shots, though. I do admit that.
Hmm.
But I don't feel like the spider cam would take over. I think there's always going to be that room for that jib, man. Always.
That's what's up. G, what has been your favorite event that you filmed? What has been like, yo, I haven't had an experience like this ever. I want you to, what I'm saying? What has been the dopest event?
I would have to say, I think we was talking about it, is that Kirk Franklin concert that he did at Greater Grace, man. That was so
Hmm.
much fun. I mean, we talked about that long after we did that. It was just like,
Hmm.
I don't know. I can't even explain it, man. Everything was just like on point.
Hmm.
Everything came in right. Shots were hitting right.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. It was just a lot of fun. Kurt was all in the audience, and
Hmm.
you know how he does. He comes off the stage and goes out and mingles in the audience and perform. And it was just a lot of fun, man. I don't know, that didn't feel like work at all. I mean, even though working the gym was so much fun, but that just was one of my favorite, man. Was that concert, that Kirk Franklin concert in Detroit, right
That's
at
what's
Greater
up.
Grace.
I seen, I wasn't there, but I got a chance to see some of that footage. And Kurt, whenever he went out to the crowd, he was looking at himself in the screens and looking at the reaction of everybody else. He was just like, and he saw when y'all
you know,
cut to different shots of people in the crowd enjoying themselves, he was just he looking up there too. Like, it's your concert, it's you. We here for you.
right.
And it looked like he was enjoying it, man.
Yeah, man. Kurt likes to have a lot of fun, man. There's so many concerts I wish I could have been the Jib operator at.
Yeah.
Just knowing that it would be a lot of fun, shooting them.
If there was
Being,
one show that you haven't got a chance to film or one particular recording artist that you haven't got a chance to film, what would that show be? If you could pick the show yourself, what show would you like to film?
oh wow, man.
Or a sports team?
Sports thing. I would wow. I would love to do a football game.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind doing some football games.
Okay. You
That would
haven't done
be
any
nice.
football games yet?
I've never done a football game. Soccer game at the big house.
Okay.
Did a soccer game at the big house,
What if they
but
called you and was like, Gene, it's time. Like Jay-Z told Usher, G, it's time. You doing the
oh
Super
man,
Bowl. You doing the Super
I'll
Bowl
be there.
2025.
Oh man, oh man, I would. I'm already doing the press conference at the NFL draft,
What?
so maybe we
Whoa.
can
Hold
Detroit.
on. You say that what now? Hmm?
Yeah, well, I done already shot two. Shout out to Marcus Full View Production.
Full view. Shots out.
Full View Production. Marcus Lewis,
Yeah.
man, he's like my mentor when it comes to, you know, all the workings in the gym and everything. Man,
Mm-hmm.
he's that mentor. Young cat on the ball,
Yeah.
man. In Detroit,
What y'all just do?
doing his thing in Detroit, man. Full View Production. He got me in so many doors, man. He
Yeah.
got me in
And what did you
doors.
guys just do this past
And
year?
we just shot the second. We did the press conference for the NFL draft for 24 that's coming here to Detroit.
In 25. Oh no, wait, this
And
year, 24. Yeah, 24.
24, yes, in a couple of months.
Wow.
In April.
Yeah.
I think it's third week in April. They'll be shooting, and I'm hoping that I'll be a part of that. I hope you see a picture of me and being a part of that, man.
We rooting for
We
full,
shot
full
the
view.
press conference.
That's what's
Full
up.
view, yes, man.
Sweet, man.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. G, listen, you came, you saw, you conquered. Thank you so much, man, for coming on the backstage. This podcast talking about the pros, the cons, and the challenges you faced, man, as an industry professional. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Big G.
Appreciate you, B, man. Thanks, man, for inviting me, man. It's been real. Always looking forward to working with you again, B. Anytime, man.
You know it, man. Thank God, you know what I'm saying, to come across great, skilled guys like yourself, man. And listen, I can't wait to continue to work with you some more.
Yes, man. Thank you, B.
Yes, sir. I'm going to get with you, G.
All right, man. Good seeing you.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good one.
Much
Peace
love.
out, brother.
So listen, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the backstage. Listen, my guy, Gene Claxton, is the greatest jib operator I've ever worked with. Listen, like he said, if you don't know where to start, if you're interested in learning how to work the jib, look up some local churches, look up some local stadiums, sports teams in your community to see if they have a jib, and learn how to volunteer. You don't always have to start off. You can't start off getting paid, but if you want to volunteer, that will be your training. That will be your schooling. They will teach you everything you need to know to start a career as a jib operator in the video production or film industry. Listen, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you know that might want to gain a career in video production. Hit the like button, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about the work that my boy Gene Claxton have done and the much more work he has coming up. I appreciate you guys. Listen, do me a favor, log on to the website, B.Rut.pro.com, and continue to stay in touch with us so we can continue to kick out this quality content. Until next time, this your boy B.Rut, the little big fella, right here on the backstage.
Log on.
Right here.
BRutPro.com